Resources for police in Atlanta. A new diversion center in downtown gives officers a place to take people battling homelessness or mental health issues. Atlanta News First, Patrick Quinn takes us inside.
This is the back of the Atlanta City Jail. Starting next month for police, they can bring people battling mental health issues, substance abuse issues, homelessness, low-level crimes, not to the jail, but to the new diversion center set to open in November. And to see its potential, you got to hear the approach. It's already working.
Right over here on this side of the Greyhound bus. I was homeless, despaired, mental health, running the streets, just out of my mind, getting high every day.
Antonio Bryant was stuck, homeless for more than 15 years, convicted of multiple drug-related crimes, in and out of jail in Atlanta, DeKalb, and Gwinnett County. Did jail help you?
Jail can't help me. Jail couldn't help me. What would incarcerating someone with a mental health problem do if you're not treating them?
Until one day, police took him in to get help with PAD, the Policing Alternatives and Diversion Initiative. Cut. That model, now the roadmap for the new diversion center, a pre-arrest facility aimed at helping those battling homelessness or mental health or substance abuse issues.
It's about clothing the naked, feeding the hungry, and lifting up our neighbors when they are in need.
Mayor Andre Dickens joined with city and county leaders opening the new center with the goal of diverting 10,000 people away from the Fulton County Jail every year.
It is shifting from a problem-focused approach to a person-focused approach.
Fulton County Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney told me the center is a pressure relief valve for the county jail and courts.
The biggest impact that I as a judge and other judges will feel is a reduction in those cases where we know all we're doing is sending these folks back out with a high likelihood that they'll reoffend.
Do you think there are people here,
yes,
who could be helped from there?
Everybody out here needs help.
Through PAD, Antonio was able to get help, tapping into his VA benefits. He got medication, regular therapy. He admits he had to want to change, and he did.
I'm debt-free, trouble-free, stress-free, so I'm free now.
That's amazing.
So if I can do some good to the world, that's what I'm trying to do now.
Doors open here next month. You can get connected with a shower, laundry services, wraparound services. Grady will be the healthcare provider. And today, Grady said 14% of their psychiatric beds right now at the hospital are filled with people brought in by police. So they too could see pressure relieved. From downtown Atlanta, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.